Welcome to Face the State. I'm Ariana Bennett. Thank you for joining us. The fire season never truly ends in our area, especially with our dry weather year-round the last few years. But now is the time when we really have to gear up for the possibility of wildfires. Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District Chief Charlie Moore is here to talk about how they're getting ready. Chief, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for the invitation.
Now, I know in this area it's really not a matter of if, but when with the wildfires. Is that right?
Yeah, we worry about it all year round, and even the fact that we had a lot of rain still doesn't get us out of wildfire season. It just postpones it.
Yes, that's exactly the thing. You live in northern Nevada long enough, you hear that, well, we get the rain. That just means more fuel, right? More fuel to burn.
It does. It'll encourage the cheatgrass crop to grow, and when that grass cures in the fall, then we have a little bit larger problem. But I always like rain, and we'll deal with the problem as the grass grows, but rain is good.
So it's a net gain of good.
It is a net gain of good.
So do you think then that it's going to delay our fire season a little bit? All that rain we got in May kind of moistened everything up, so it's not quite as dry?
It gave us a little bit of a delay. We may see some thunderstorms this weekend, but nevertheless, what I really worry about is the tall timber, because the tall timber is very, very stressed. For 3 years of drought, it's going to take another 3 years of normal precipitation just to get the tall timber back to where it needs to be. So that's our biggest concern is a crowning fire in subdivisions that have tall timber.
So when you have stressed tall timber like that, what's the difference? When a fire burns, what does it look like? What's the difference?
Well, the thing we worry about the most is a crowning fire. So we want to keep whatever fires we have on the ground. That we can deal with. But when they get up to the crown and they move from crown to crown and treetop to treetop, that's when we have to fight the fire with aircraft, and that's a whole different type of operation.
Yeah, do you expect that as we move forward that firefighting is just going to be more and more expensive and a bigger production, because that kind of seems to be the trend where it's going?
Well, we don't know what climate change is really doing to our job, and that's a long-term issue I don't think we know the answer to. But with respect to the drought, California, Nevada, certainly 4 or 5 years has been unprecedented. It has stressed the fuels, but so far we have not, at least in Washoe County, had anything that's devastating within the last 3 years. So we have to be ever vigilant. We have to have partnerships with the community, and it's not just about response. It's having people engaged with us in their fire prevention efforts. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. So how do you get everyone ready for this time of year? Do you have special preparations, anything going on?
Well, we engage the community. Saturday we're having an open house at the Galena Fire Station for the Galena Forest people and St. James. We have various community events, and we love to partner with UNR. Ed Smith and his group gives an excellent presentation on how to get your community and your home prepared.
Now, do you increase your staffing at all? Do you put more people on shift, or is it just business as usual during this season?
No, we really have great partnerships with what we call the Sierra Front, and it involves regional partners like local fire districts. It involves BLM, Nevada Forestry, Forest Service, and we meet with all of those partners, and we have a pretty good game plan if the worst breaks out, and a maximum amount of response.
Yeah, you guys kind of watch the weather too. I know when like lightning is forecast, you have a different protocol you follow, right?
One of our best partners is the National Weather Service, and they give us a heads up, sometimes 24 hours in advance. Now we do use our volunteer partners as a force multiplier. So when we know we're going to get dry lightning, we will staff up our volunteers. And so we do multiply our department almost ×2 when we know that those storms are coming in.
Yeah, now you did get some additional staffing in this budget that is going into this next fiscal year, right?
We're hiring a few more firefighters, another fire prevention person. And so not a great deal of extra help, but we're fully staffed right now. And we're prepared, we're ready.
So how do you feel in terms of readiness? Do you have all of the resources that you need? Do you have all the people that you need, or in a perfect world would you have way more?
Well, every fire chief wants more resources, but our limitation is, of course, financial resources. So we're as ready as we can be, but what we really fear are wind events. And that's when we take special precautions when we know that there's a wind front coming in. It's when that will defeat our response. And there you have to have your home protected with the proper measures in order to let the fire burn around your home.
And we saw that with the Collin fire. We saw that with the Washoe Drive fire. These big fire events, they were all wind driven.
When we have winds that are 60, 80 miles per hour, we can't deploy enough firefighters quickly enough to get ahead of the fire.
Right.
So in that kind of an event, the fire is going to do what the fire is going to do, and we do our best. But nevertheless, home preparation is the key.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit. So there are some very easy things that people can do to stop their homes from burning down, or give them a better chance at least, and definitely stop it so the neighborhood doesn't go up in flames quite as easily, right? Let's talk about that.
Well, livingwithfire.info is the best website around. I think that I would encourage everybody to take a look at that. But it starts with your landscaping choices, the types of materials that you put in your yard. Junipers, get rid of them, please, because they're a very volatile type of plant, and they go up like a blowtorch. Second is maintenance, particularly your gutters. Believe it or not, a rain gutter full of dry pine needles can start your house on fire, because embers will travel up to a mile, and if they land in your gutter or in dry vegetation, your house is going to catch fire. Right,
and things like, I mean, what caused the Washoe Drive fire, improper disposal of fireplace ashes. Do you find that a lot, people not knowing the right way to dispose of those?
Well, we did this program of free ash cans about a year ago, and we haven't had any fireplace ash fires since we did that program. So it raised awareness. But still, we absolutely have to have the community as our partners. So,
what's the rule of thumb for that? What do people need to know for disposing of their fireplace ashes?
Well, they can stay hot for up to 3 days, believe it or not. So a metal ash can, covered, set it on a non-combustible surface and put water in that ash can, stir your ashes, and wait until they're 3 days wet, and then throw them out.
Okay, now if there's one piece of wisdom that you would like to give people about, staying safe from fires, preventing fires, what would it be?
Vigilance and maintenance of your home.
Okay, defensible space.
Yes, defensible space. That's
all right,
it.
Chief Charlie Moore, thank you so much. We're going to actually go to a quick break right now, but coming up on Face the State, Washoe County just adopted its budget for the upcoming fiscal year, and instead of cuts, it's added positions. We will speak with the county commissioner about it right after the break.